Is this not why you were here?
Turn the music up, turn me down. Guru. Let's go get him again.
What's up, everybody? Today I'm here with a very esteemed guest and somebody that I've been waiting to speak for a very long time. And he goes by the name of Malcolm Dennis. He's been on the channel before. You've seen him once and you'll definitely see him again. So I'll give him a chance to introduce himself now. How are you, man?
Hi, I'm good. To introduce myself, I'm mdfashionco. I built from the ground up an international streetwear and music brand by myself. And now I have international fans, international sales. And I recently, like 2 weeks ago, 1.5 weeks ago, I released an EP called Growth, which people have called a masterpiece, the best work I've ever made, utter shit, horrible,
Yeah, the whole spectrum.
quit, literally everything.
Yeah.
But overall, I would say that about 80% has been overwhelmingly positive of the response. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing because I knew that when I made it, I made a masterpiece, like straight up. The first song is a masterpiece. Okay, but we can talk about that later. I'm interested, actually. So can we just introduce, who's Luca?
So Luca's my cousin.
So, because I know you, Frank.
Yeah. So me and Malcolm
Right.
are long-term friends. I like Malcolm. He's my...
Compatriots.
Yeah, so
yes.
like, what's the story here? How'd you guys meet?
Me
Oh,
and
we're not
Malcolm-
going to get into that.
Are we going to... Yeah, what is that? No, just...
Yeah, I guess it's also something important, right? Because you need a lot of people, especially like when it comes to anybody, the rich is rich, not money, rich, and the end of that, I want to really understand, like really understand what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really make art that everybody can understand, I feel. Because it's kind of unique, in a sense. I mean, the song is literally called Pooed My Pants,
Yeah.
right? Are you going to see that kind of song on the #1 Billboard?
That's a thing.
Like next to Taylor Swift. You're not going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
talking about something specific here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
Anyway, last time we were talking on a podcast format,
yes.
you were talking about how next year, which was last year, you were talking last year about how next year, which is this year, that
Yeah.
you're going to see an exponential rise in, notoriety and stuff like that. How do you think your course or your plan is panning out?
Well, the plan is panning out fine, but I actually have to say, when I said that before, I actually had another
Damn. Okay.
thing that was transpiring that actually didn't come into fruition due to the back end of it not being right.
Got you.
So actually, yeah, it's actually something I can't really talk about now.
Damn. Okay.
Is it in the works?
Yeah.
Where's it headed?
What?
Is it in the works now?
No. It was to do with a much larger
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know
I can
you
talk
were
about it
definitely-
off the air, but
100%.
but you know, who knows? That might still happen. The ball's in their court, but I would
Damn,
I just know my value.
Yeah, see,
We'll
that's
just put them-
one thing that I've been learning recently. Knowing your value
Yeah.
is one of the most important things that you can learn because, and especially today, a lot of people don't, in my opinion, actually, they can say they know their value, but do they act the way that they actually
Yeah.
Yeah.
say they act? Which is something that I admire you so much for, is because literally what you say is what you mean. And it's such a breath
I
of
know.
fresh air in,
Yeah.
interactions with people today, because I've got a new compartment or a new mechanism in my brain that is completely just allocated to seeing if somebody actually says what they mean and acting in accordance with that. Like, we've had to almost adapt to this kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know, and I just don't like it.
There's
and
just
that's
a
why-
lot of people playing characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, characters are good, but not if it's all you play.
Mm.
And then your body reaches a point where it's like, well, fuck you, I don't want to play this character anymore, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
And that's why
I think
Yeah, go.
I think watching people's actions is so important, even in personal relationships, right? I could give a lot of examples, but I guess if you just, watch people's actions. And Jordan Peterson said something, it's a Carl Jung quote, and he said, if you're confused by somebody's actions, look at the consequences and infer the motivation, right? I'll give an mdfashionco example, right? Say I post a video with all this jewelry, right?
Yeah.
And then a boy comments, that's all fake. Look at that jewelry. That's all fake, lol. Right? I'm confused as to why that guy's saying that. But look at the consequences. The consequences are new fans that come might see that and go, oh, okay, so mdfashionco is fake. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So his actual goal with that comment is to destroy my reputation.
Yeah.
Right?
Creates a butterfly effect in some way.
It's a what?
It creates a butterfly effect in some way.
Yeah. Well, that's what but the fact of the matter is, let's see past the bullshit, right? Because
we're off the books.
To be purely logical, how does this guy know whether my jewelry is fake? Does he have an XRF machine that he just tested it?
No.
Has he felt it in his hand?
The problem isn't the actual physical, the jewelry, because you've had the same type of behavior. It's just the thing that they're trying to knock you down with will always be different as you grow as an artist and as a person in general. So when you put yourself out there and actually show your vulnerabilities, which is something that I'm super inspired by in Pooed My Pants. People are so tentative, and that's such a rare thing. And I know I keep saying the same stuff, but it really is breath of fresh air.
And the funny thing about vulnerability, because people have been talking about the vulnerability in Pooed My Pants to me about it and being like, wow, you're so vulnerable in that. And it's like, that's not the first time I've shown my vulnerability as mdfashionco. I think MD Crew, another masterpiece I made, that's vulnerable too.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think
should we just clarify that Pooed My Pants is a song that you made?
Yes, Pooed My Pants is
just
the
for
first...
everyone listening, so that we're not just
My
throwing
Pants
the words
is the first
Pooed
song of
My
my
Pants
EP.
around.
Nah, bro, they know Malcolm.
Yeah.
So I think we can speak so much about Pooed My Pants, but one thing you can agree on with mdfashionco is I'm honest.
Yeah.
The second song of the EP is called Growth. Is called Real, right? So the three songs are Pooed My Pants, Real, and Strictly for the Ladies.
Yeah.
And essentially what Growth is doing as an EP is showing how through growth I approach these different topics, right? And that's why Pooed My Pants is kind of, it's a song about forgiveness, honestly.
Yeah. Are you talking about self-forgiveness?
Yeah, self-forgiveness.
Yeah.
Because, and I think you boys can relate to this. I think everyone can relate to the fact that when you're just sitting around and then your brain reminds you of something embarrassing you did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You get that cringe feeling.
Yeah. Oh, remember when I was 14 and I did this embarrassing shit? Oh my God, that's fucked. But you forget to think that, look, you're not 14 anymore, right?
Yeah.
And you were a kid, and that's why the analogy, the metaphor of Pooed My Pants is so perfect, because we all poo our pants at some point in our life.
Yeah,
facts.
It's facts.
And I'm not saying last week. It might be when we were 5 years old, right?
100%. Bro, I
But
still
it's
poo my
mank.
pants every day, metaphorically.
Yes. Okay. True.
Every fucking day.
But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
it's dog as fuck to go up to a boy and say, "Oh, remember that time you pooed your pants when you were 5? Lol, lol. Your success right now is somehow less impressive because when you were 5, you pooed your pants." It's like, get over it. I'm interested in Luca because Luca, you're kind of new to mdfashionco art, right?
Yes.
True.
So I want to know, if you don't mind, what is your take on Pooed My Pants?
Well, my actual initial reaction was this is a Little Dicky kind of rap, funny rap, funny type rap, you know.
Right.
But obviously much slower tempo, pace, and you know what? I was actually kind of impressed. Just the whole video, the way the music's put together. The only thing is I don't think that the tempo of what you're seeing is in tune with the beat.
You don't?
No.
I
It
think
has
it's
a
means
different
to an
kind
end,
of
the whole
melody.
music thing.
But like maybe it's deliberate. I don't know. I can't.
No,
I
it's not deliberate. I'm kind of trying to be on the beat, but
can't. Right. So, sorry about that.
yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I think like it's very interesting, this idea of whether MD Fashion Co is a joke. And the thing to me is like,
yeah. Right.
did it come across to you as a joke?
Yes.
And that's the same with so many people. But in my opinion, it's not a joke.
You're taking it seriously.
I take everything I do seriously.
Yeah. Well, talking to you, I can understand that.
Yeah.
But like what you see
Yeah.
through your phone is obviously like a whole different perception. Like there's a
Yeah.
disconnection between what you're viewing and the person who's sharing the content. All your impressions are just what you see.
Yeah.
But at the same time, every artist in some way, shape, or form deals with this kind of stigma that they give out.
Yeah, but also I think also it comes from a place of like when you're in a dark place, sometimes the only way to deal with it is through comedy.
Yeah.
Is through laughing at it.
Yeah,
like
of
it's
course,
just
of
so fucked
Yeah.
that you just have to make a joke out of it. You know, like in farcical comedy, right? Say, you know, like the joke, what did the kid with no arms and legs get for Christmas? Cancer. It's like that. It's like, it's so fucking dark that like
Yeah, I see.
making it even more dark is
Yeah.
comical. But by doing that doesn't make it any less serious if that actually happened in real life. You know what I'm saying?
100%,
Like it's
man, 100%.
the way we have to process it is through comedy, but the message is still the same,
Yeah.
right?
And I feel like people kind of are not used to the sort of honesty that you
That's the problem.
provide, and therefore they're like, this guy must be joking. Which is actually, I believe, plays a positive role in the consumption of your content, because people don't really know and they have to look further in detail. And what I've seen, especially recently, have you heard of an artist called Coi Leray?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been just looking at her in the last 6 weeks or so, and her like rolling out music and stuff, and it's been very calculated, and in a way that sort of whatever method that they use, like it's different throughout all artists, but she uses a very excellent method for getting people to not just see her content and scroll past, but actually be interested and want to understand her background.
You
and
think?
what she thinks. And a lot of
You
that
think?
is with a lack of presence, like being present in very sporadic and, you know, sometimes in different 2 year, 3 year periods, which is why I believe artists, you know, kind of delay the release of their music for a long time. I don't know if you've noticed with Drake, he's releasing a new album soon, and he's trying to follow that same method that Kanye sort of had with the whole, you know, releasing like a leak album or announcing that it was going to release on a certain date and then not releasing it on that day, so people can get angry and he can have those fans that he's already polarized in that negative aspect of his fan base, and also get his fans that love him to be more excited. So it just enhances that love-hate thing that we both know is super essential for getting people to actually invest into you.
Yep, it's super essential, because I remember when I am a Kanye fan, but in like 2013, every time someone said they hate Kanye, it just made me be like, I'm gonna ride for him even more, because you guys just don't understand him. Like,
exactly.
You really don't.
That's
get
why I
it.
love you so much.
But this is so true. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like when I said on MD Train, I was like iconic like the next Ye, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that's so impressive about me. I literally made MD Train and I haven't stopped since. Like I just haven't stopped,
Yeah,
and I will never
consistency.
stop.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It
That's
just
something I
compounds
like as well.
itself on it's just like,
Yeah.
and also continuing to release like the quality.
Yeah, keeping it at a high standard. Now, something I'm interested in is, have you, obviously you're very honest, and even like what you said before, something as simple as what you think is so impressive about you, people would have a problem with that just based on the fact that they don't have a high self-image. So they're not understanding why you should have such a high self-image. Do you have a problem in your day-to-day life with being too honest or saying things that you think that
Yes.
are too true and having a negative effect on you?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. How do you
Because,
combat it?
because I think a lot of people hide a lot from themselves, and
Yeah.
it goes back to the Jordan Peterson thing of like why a lot of people hate Jordan Peterson. And we were talking about this off the podcast, but people hate Jordan Peterson because he comes into their life and speaks the truth that they know is true, right? He comes and says,
like Nietzsche said, people don't want their illusions destroyed.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You mean Nietzsche?
Nietzsche, yeah.
Oh, whatever. That's what I said.
Yeah. Well, of course they don't because they're comfortable and change hurts. But it's like you walk up, for example, a guy with a messy car and you just say, your car is messy and it says this about you. It says that you are not organized, you're dirty, you're probably low status and all that, right? And they know that to be true, but they don't want to hear it. So I think that's why I have got such a negative backlash from the people I did get a negative backlash from on Pooed My Pants, because I literally said such a scalpel of truth in the chorus. It's I inspire the youth with rants and they swarm into me like ants. Yeah. Boys see it and take it they can't, so they bring up when I pooed my pants.
Yeah.
So I'm literally saying the reason why people are defaming me is because I am doing so much good.
Yeah.
Because I'm inspiring so many people by just never giving up, right? These people hate that shit so much that they want to defame me, because at the end of the day, if we're going to follow this to its logical conclusion, at the end of the day, they don't want those youths that I'm inspiring to be lit, because then they're going to stunt on them too, and they feel incredibly
but there's always going
bad
to be
about it.
hate. But hate's not the worst thing, because like they're still talking about you, right?
Oh, hate is way better than indifference.
Like they're still talking. Like when you said you heard people say I hate Kanye, they're still talking about him though. So he must be significant enough for them to have an opinion about him.
Yeah. And people don't know that, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think who is universally loved? Like no one.
Like Keanu Reeves. Who doesn't like Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves, that's true.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's kind
Well,
of...
we can speak about that then. So why?
Yeah.
Why?
Go.
Well,
why
he's
is
not
he
very
universally
controversial,
loved?
I feel.
He's not controversial?
Yeah. So like
he doesn't wear jewelry?
Yeah. He's very basic but also like kind-hearted.
I feel like people are attracted to the image of being humble that he presents.
Yeah.
But as you know, there's a difference between somebody's online persona and their real life behavior. And
well,
just because...
I'm sure Keanu himself has a whole team to control his image.
Potentially.
Yet it's easy to be loved when you have such a clean image.
Yeah.
Right.
But also, it's in the form of his artwork is him pretending to be people that he isn't. As a general,
true.
Right. So people see him and they place. Not only is it like dramatized, and I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but when Hollywood makes things more appealing than they are, but it's also that people are putting their ideals onto him.
Yeah.
Based on what they see in the movies. But if you were to have a conversation with him, I don't know if he'd be the same.
Yeah, I was actually reading there's a book called Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. If you guys like James, then you'd probably like this guy. But he talks about how like when you watch a film, you're like investing yourself into a character that you're watching, because like it reflects you and them and everything. But like that person is probably not the same in real life. And he used like Tom Hanks as an example and was saying that like everybody loved Tom Hanks at the time, and that's why he was in like Apollo 13, because the whole world wants Tom Hanks to be saved, not the Apollo 13, you know? But it's hard to judge a person just based on the characters they play.
Yeah.
Which links back
also,
to what we were saying before.
Yeah, and in two things I can say to that. One is characters play heroes, and heroes, as Jordan Peterson says, represent the perfect way for a human being to act. right?
Right.
So I'll give the example of Iron Man, the hero, right? He starts out as a narcissist, and then throughout the films, he becomes a martyr. Not a martyr. He sacrifices himself for the greater good. So there's complete character growth, right? And people aren't perfect like that. People can go from narcissist to narcissist, and then that's it. Not every narcissist becomes a good person. And it's like the movies portray that part of a person. And that's why, I guess, with Keanu Reeves, he plays the hero, right?
Yeah.
So he's portraying a character that is...
Yeah, consistently, right?
Consistently going through struggle, overcoming it, and becoming a better person as a result.
Yeah, right.
Have you seen Jordan Peterson's Lion King breakdown?
Yes. Yeah. I love all that stuff.
Oh,
I love
Jordan,
it.
Not James.
In fact, this is a sovereign. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah. It's on your Instagram.
A sovereign on it. It's a coin that was used as currency in Britain, but the artwork on it is from a story called Saint George and the Dragon. Do you know anything about it?
I vaguely remember.
It's the archetypal hero myth of a guy who, fights a dragon, saves a city, and gets the girl. That's pretty much like the archetypal. But I think that hero myth is, as you said with Lion King, it's reflected in all our lives.
Yeah, the story of...
And that's why we resonate with it so much.
But I feel like Lion King was also like embedded into our childhood, also making it more significant as you get older. True,
but here's the thing that Peterson brings up. You only paid attention to the Lion King because it had this narrative in it that's built into our biology. Right. And
do you think that they designed it like that, or do you think that based on a sort of collective consciousness of creativity,
it came out that way?
It just like manifested itself in that.
I think a bit of both, but I've been watching a lot of interviews with screenwriters, right? And they know this. Like, they know that, for example, Bridgerton is Beauty and the Beast, the archetypal story of Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
And they know that Iron Man, for example, is the story of a narcissist learning to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Right? Like that's a complete character flip, but that's called character development.
Of characters.
What?
Yeah, go.
No, just like the juxtaposition of the characters. That's what makes it so significant.
Yeah, but it's a growth that I think people
misjudge.
So the screenwriters know that this speaks to people, right? Because all these stories have been made and it continues to speak to people. Again, St. George and the Dragon is the first example. Well, not the first example, but the most prominent Western example from Christianity of the hero myth, right?
Yeah.
The first one is actually with the Mesopotamians. Jordan Peterson speaks about it in his book. The Mesopotamians they made a story which was the exact same hero myth of that. But we see it time and time again. And to say that the Lion King is so powerful because it was just part of our childhood is overlooking the fact that written in our biology, that story of Simba, the kid, right, learning to become the king, right, that he rightfully is, and overthrow the tyrannical Scar, is actually written into our biology because we as humans, that's how we've evolved. Through going through that process, right, of becoming the kings ourselves, we've made humanity what it is today and continue to make it better.
Yeah, right.
And would you say that tyranny in sort of like a general thing that everybody can relate to would be like the authority that is put onto you by...
Tyranny represents the order that has become corrupted, right? That's what tyranny is. So, for example, Scar in Lion King becomes, he kills his father, so unjustly gets the position of power by killing Mufasa. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Or whatever. He killed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, was his
and that's
brother,
the
wasn't it?
tyranny. Huh?
His brother.
Simba's father. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Simba's father. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he kills the king and then becomes the king, and then Simba goes away, right? As a hero does. He goes away and he has to train up, right? And then he comes back.
I feel like that also relates to the Iron Man thing, in terms of like the Jesus archetype or the Messiah archetype.
Yep. Like, exactly. Jesus again. Exactly.
Right, so it's like a form of narcissism when Jesus was, learning all these things throughout his, and obviously we separate our beliefs from talking about what's going on, and we understand that there's a lot of different interpretations of
kind of like
biblical stories. There you go.
Like Iron Man knew he was going to die, like Jesus.
Yeah. Have you watched the movie The Platform, Malcolm?
Of course. Sorry?
Have you watched the movie The Platform?
Yeah, I have.
I think that, the protagonist in that is very similar, like consciously or not, similar looking to Jesus. And he took like the pledge of, fasting. It's like all these things are kind of subconsciously in there, and he goes down that platform, and the final one is 333, level 333, and it's kind of reminiscent of the 33 vertebra in your spine, and the sort of benefits that you
also 3 heaven, earth,
the
and
Trinity.
Hell.
Yeah,
the Trinity.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a mistake.
No, 100%.
And
there's no mistake.
Yeah, I think they wrote the platform is very symbolic in that sense.
God,
like, and especially when he's climbing up, to bring it back to the poo again, which is a big thing in mdfashionco.
Right,
when you get shat on, right? No, but I've been thinking about this a lot because in a lot of my art. But anyway, finish what you're saying about the platform, then I'll talk about.
Yeah, it's almost like he's abstaining from some of the thing, like he's delaying his gratification, but he's not doing it because you should delay gratification or you should aim to do something just because of the stigma or the so-called pressure around it. But he actually devotes himself to exiting the prison world that he finds himself in. And like they do a very good job of not explaining that in the movie, because just like the world that we find ourselves in, there's no explanation as to why everybody's in this prison, if that's what you want to call it. You know what I mean? So he goes down.
But a prison...
Yeah, go.
It's all about balance, because a prison is... Because the platform is an example of a social structure that's completely flawed. Not flawed, rotten, right? It's completely fucked. And this is a way a lot of postmoderns see current day society, right? They see it as like, fuck, we just put in this system, it's random, and you get screwed over if you're at the bottom. The people at the top are just living lavishly, right? And that's an example of an order system that's corrupt. And how do you overthrow a corrupt order system? Well, St. George and the Dragon, Simba coming back to kill Scar, there needs to be a hero, right? And the hero comes to overthrow the tyranny, right? And what is a hero? A hero is typically a person who is not whole, a person who is broken in some way, who 100%. Typically doesn't have parents. Think about Batman doesn't have parents. Spider-Man doesn't have parents. Iron Man didn't have parents. They don't have parents because the parents will typically put them on a normal path, but the hero path is where you don't have parents.
But it gives them a reason to fight, though.
Exactly.
In a justice sense, right?
Sorry?
In a sense of justice, right?
Yeah. But also it puts them in a position of they can sacrifice themselves.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you have parents, they're not going to let you sacrifice yourself.
True.
And I think, but this hero myth comes a lot. I think in mdfashionco, to bring it back to me in a narcissistic way, or not, because I think it's super applicable.
I don't believe it is.
I think mdfashionco is a hero. Absolutely. And I take the brunt of a lot of people to say this message.
Very true.
Right? Yeah. And like, even when I started, because if we're talking about art and how it influences culture or it says things about culture, the platform obviously came out to say something about the late capitalistic society that we live in, right? It came out because it would speak to people who resonate with that message of, I'm put in this corrupt system, fuck this, right? So I think mdfashionco came out at the perfect time of when I first came out, of talking about haters and Instagram and envy. And it came right when social media came and started, and the envy was just crazy. Like, think about the envy back when you were in the town, right? You might be envious of the farmer who just who has like more gold coins. He has more sovereigns than you. You know what I'm saying? Right? That's envy. But the envy's gone ridiculous, obviously, back when MD Fashion Co started because of Instagram and all that and all the flexing. So I said in my art what people were feeling, and that's why people resonated with it.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's maybe not as like there's a lot of very polarizing is because there's not a lot of hero archetypes around in everyday personalities, and that's why.
Well, but that's because being an actual hero is so difficult. That's why they're only featured in movies. Because if you're really a hero, you have to sacrifice yourself, like the guy on the platform did, and get nothing for it. Like he literally did it just so the kid could go up and have a chance. He sacrificed his entire life. Like, and can anybody really say that they're willing to do that?
But in some ways, it's kind of the ultimate form of higher calling.
Yeah, it's heroism. That's what a hero is. A hero sacrifices themselves to protect the innocent, to protect those who can't defend themselves.
Okay, so all right. So I want to put this back onto you.
Yep.
And maybe we can liken what I'm about to say to the rise of Pop Smoke. Say Malcolm Dennis has to die or something to that nature in order to actually get his message across, or not physically die, but maybe sacrifice something. What is your stance on that kind of? Maybe
I think unfortunately it's true.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate that Pop Smoke died as a result of envy, because that's what it was. He literally died because guys wanted to steal his watch. Like a 15-year-old kid thought it would be a good idea to kill him and take his watch, right?
Yeah.
As a trophy. That's envy. If what else is it? You can't morally justify that to me in any other way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fact that he had to die in order for people to love him, it's sad, but it's literally the way it is. Like, I don't know if you boys are into classical music, but there's this whole thing in classical music. Once the composer dies, everybody looks at their art and then goes, "Oh my God, this person was a genius. They were figuring out all this stuff before Beethoven or whatever."
Yeah, Van Gogh as well.
Yeah.
Only sold one painting in his whole life to his brother, and now he's like the go-to artist.
See,
it's sad.
It is sad, but it's also reality.
It's sad. It's reality.
It's kind of like Amadeus as well. If you've seen Amadeus.
Yeah, absolutely. But Amadeus is completely...
Salieri was envious of Amadeus, and he believed he killed him. Because he wanted to be like that gift of God.
Yeah, and I think... I mean, it just goes to... But we see this even in my numbers. Like, the video of me being, talking about women with short hair. Well, I'll never be romantically attracted to a female with short hair.
Yeah, there was like a whole list, wasn't there? Like tattoos, short hair.
Yeah, but those got hundreds of thousands of views, right?
Right.
But the art that's speaking to something real and human, it obviously gets less. But it makes sense that it gets less because the real and human stuff, people don't want to actively engage in that. It's like, why the hell do you want to go and work on yourself when you can just get angry at something?
Yeah. Well, that's the good part is that you consciously understand that, and you have things like the third track in your EP, the woman.
Strictly for the ladies, exactly.
For the ladies. That's like even like what I really like, that little rattlesnake sound effect. It was so tight.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. And it's just like, but you know what you're doing, and I love that.
That's why I dropped it first.
Yeah, 100%.
If I had dropped "Pooed My Pants" first, I think people would have tuned out. But here's the thing. The thing about Strictly for the Ladies is it is an entertaining song and it's fun, but it's entertaining and fun because romance is fun. So it's not a joke. Like, Strictly for the Ladies is actually, it's saying how I interact with ladies through the growth. Yeah. Like, it's no longer about power. It's more just about, let's just have some fun. Right. So I'm still being an artist with it, but I just know how to package it in a way that is entertaining. But I think that topic's always going to be entertaining.
Of course. Especially, that's something that I've been struggling, or not struggling, just dealing with in my life as well. that sort of that transition from power or preconceived notions to just having fun, and like the implications that has on not only like a moral belief but also a functional and practical belief as to creating a life that you want to live, like full of aliveness, is what I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
But like,
and that's the hero again, that's the hero story. Like, heroes definitely struggle with living a normal life because they're not normal. Like, we're just gonna call it what it is. Like, Batman is not normal, and he can't be normal, right? Because his parents were murdered in front of him at the age of like 12.
Yeah.
Right, and he's got PTSD. You just can't be normal. You can work on it and become normal. I'm not saying that you're just doomed, but it's like, but that's why we see the heroes and we look up to them, because it's like, wow, they used their trauma as power. They used, and that's again why people who love mdfashionco, and I have a very dedicated fan base. Just look at the comments on Pooed My Pants. Like, them boys, fucking, it's beautiful. These boys saying it's the best work I've ever made, right? And I agree, it is the best song I've ever made, but so far. And so heroes, they kind of, in a sense, like, I am protecting the people who don't have the ability to say that, because they can't really articulate that in their own life. Maybe they're getting manipulated by somebody who's constantly saying that they're shit. You'll never be shit. You're a loser. And then, and because they're told that from birth, they believe that. But then they see a boy come out and it's like, nah, you ain't.
That's
it's
right.
A powerful message.
That's what you are to me and a lot of other people, because
a lot of other people.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I'm a hero.
Of course, and it's just unlocking that potential. Like, the best teacher, in my opinion, is somebody who can turn their student into a better teacher than them.
Yep. And also to talk about a teacher too is something I do. The point of a teacher is not to know the knowledge. This is a big misconception. The point of a teacher is to make the knowledge accessible to the learner, right? Because anyone can know the knowledge, especially in this information age. Anyone can know the knowledge. You can know astrophysics. You just have to learn it, right? Yeah. But
you don't even have to learn it anymore. Like, I feel like a lot of professional, if you will, people kind of just read off the board, and especially now that everything's online, it's kind of easy to...
Yeah, for sure.
Enough to commit.
Yeah, they just read off the board. But also, part of it is making it digestible. That is literally part of it.
Right.
And the stuff that I'm teaching, I guess, spiritually in my music about, I guess, hate and people who manipulate you, and even strictly for the ladies talking about romance, I'm making it digestible. Right?
Yeah.
Because if mdfashionco can approach ladies like this, then you can too.
True.
Like,
true.
Yeah. And I'm really happy that you see me as a teacher, but at the end of the day, I make the art for myself.
True. And that's another thing that I'm coming to terms with as well. It's that it kind of makes me, I wouldn't say sad, but it just changed. Like, I had a different perspective, because a lot of the journey is alone, and that is something that it's for me, it's difficult to come to terms with, because maybe I'm just social, or maybe I just have an inherent like requirement for validation. But
well, humans are social beings.
Yeah.
Well, like, you can't get around that.
Yeah, but I feel like it's more of a requirement for validation than my social.
But the part of the hero's journey is to go ghost.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Like Simba. Look at Simba.
Yeah.
That's what that whole part where, where he runs away. It's like, run away and never come back. Society is telling him, right? Run away, never come back. You're not welcome here because I'm taken over. You're not welcome here. So he goes away to Timon and Pumbaa, right? And Timon and Pumbaa represent the druggy friend.
I was about to say that.
So no, for sure. Yeah. So that's what people do. That's what the hero does. When society checks out, like, you can go and see boys at Revs. What are they doing?
Lots of drugs, bro.
They're running away from society.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good man.
That's the Revs thing,
it's more
right?
themselves,
you go
I
there
feel,
from
running away from themselves, though. Also,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's what Simba was doing. He is the rightful king. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Simba is the rightful king, but he ran away from himself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And he went to his friends, and then he's, you know, eating the bugs, right? Which is not, that's a representative of drugs, right? A lion should not be eating bugs. The low-hanging fruit. A lion should be chasing the gazelle, right? But he was too young to know that, and he was only brought out of that drug phase. What do you boys remember how he was brought out of it?
Oh, he had the vision.
The girl.
The girl. Exactly.
Didn't he talk to like Morgan Freeman?
No, it was the girl, man.
No, not the vision. The vision was part of it.
Yeah,
but the girl triggered it, because the girl came back and then said, "I'm disappointed in you."
Yeah.
And that's how it happens. Legit. That is legit how it happens. Like, boys go and do drugs.
I feel like there's like females. I know this is a blanket statement, and people are gonna fucking bite my head off for this. But I don't really care. But there's a lot of hedonism going on with females. It's a lot of like, and it's not. I say females because the type of content that thing like mainstream, this type of mainstream content that is marketed towards females is highly I want to say low vibrational, but I'm trying to say it in a better way. Like just very superficial, if you know what I mean. And not to say that this isn't the same for men, because I mean sports
it is
kind of the same like type of stuff.
Sports are a perfect example.
Yeah.
But like
perfect.
But yeah, is there like, it's very rare that you being in the hero archetype Simba in this society, this kind of climate that we live in, to find somebody that can not only have the knowledge and the, you know, integrity to see what you're doing and see how it's wrong, but also the wherewithal and the means to pull you out of it or show you. Because even if you show someone something, it's not enough anymore. You need to make them feel like, and that's why I feel like psychedelics are a very important aspect to learning things, because it doesn't just teach you. It shows you, it forces you, right? It says, sit the fuck down, you're learning.
Yeah, you got no choice.
People run away from that because school has programmed people to fear, sit the fuck down, it's learning time. And not only that, not just because school is inherently a sort of like a bad place, or that it just regurgitates, like, I don't know, like government, the things that they want you to learn for your life, but it's also
to be implemented into society,
right?
Yes.
But it's also the type of teachers. Like, it's not very hard to become a teacher. So, and to become a good teacher is one of the most hard, like one of the most difficult things that anyone can learn. And it's to that like it's so true that only one really good teacher. There only had to be one really good teacher for him to make worldwide implication, and that's obviously Jordan Peterson, and that's why we talk about him so much, because he's the person that he's very defining. Like, the more I think about it, the more I talk about it with people, the more I understand what's going on and how people are acting, behaving, you know, per capita in general. The more I understand how much Jordan Peterson is actually doing and how long his legacy will live. He's crazy, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. I'm making some videos about that. Yeah, exactly. He's a very, very important. But something I want to speak about with you, because you're saying most people engage in the low-hanging fruit and they don't. Yeah, actually, can I rephrase it? I want to change it from females to everybody, because it's not just
everybody. But it's true. And I think something you have to realize is not everybody is going to be a hero, right? And a hero goes through that phase of, I'm going to reject society. I'm going to go eat the bugs with Timon and Pumbaa and just not run away from my responsibilities. A lot of people don't recover from that.
Yeah.
Right? And Jordan Peterson says this. A lot of people get swallowed by the dragon.
Yeah.
A lot of people. And also, a lot of people die trying to fight the dragon. It is the heroes who fight the dragon, slay the dragon, and get the gold. So what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say with this, though?
Yeah.
That's really what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, when you wear all this gold, it's that I have fought the dragon. And I definitely have fought many, many, many dragons in my life. Many, many, many. And because you don't get gold, or in another term, things of value without fighting a dragon. Right. It just doesn't work that way. Right. You can't just walk around the street and then just find it on the ground.
Right.
That's why gold is, you know.
And even if you do...
It's the same with anything of value. You don't just find it, you have to earn it.
Yeah, and even if you do come across something of value, like the person who killed, like, Pop Smoke and got his watch or whatever, like, that watch, the person who comes across that valuable thing is infinitely more likely to squander it than somebody who actually earned it.
Yeah, but again, that's why, and then it'll go in the hands of another dragon. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, a fool and his money are quickly parted. Yeah. Quickly, super quickly, right? For a boy to have it and hold it, he has to be competent in some way.
Sure, 100%.
Yeah, it's true. Like, for example, sitting here with all this gold, right? If I had bills to pay or a lease payment on my car and I didn't have the funds to do it, this would be gone quick because I would have to sell it.
Yeah.
The fact that I hold it is testament to the fact that a lot of other things in my life are super organized and super, I guess, conquered, right?
So
and that's the flex that we're talking about.
Is that like why you wear the gold, for the flex? Like, what is it?
That's a great question.
Yeah, what is the gold to you? Great question.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to the poo. And I actually have these glasses. You like these?
You're kidding me. You're kidding me, bro. That's fucking hilarious.
Shall I wear these as I talk about the poo?
I feel like you shouldn't.
Yeah, no, go on, do it anyway.
So let's do it.
Okay. So why do I wear gold?
Yeah.
Why is gold so important to me and MD Fashion Co? Because remember, in Twerk, the video opened. Okay, let me go through the value of this jewelry. 1,000, 10,000, you know, all that. I'm going to start this discussion by talking about poo.
Okay.
Right? What is poo? Can you explain that?
Just what you've digested through your body and come out the other end.
That's biologically it.
Yeah.
But symbolically, what is poo? Yeah, symbolically. When I say that's a bit shit, what am I saying?
There's no value in it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All the value.
Perfect. You want to get rid of it as it's disgusting. You want to get rid of it as discreetly and as quickly as possible. That is how humans interface with poo, right? What is the opposite of poo? Symbolically.
Food.
No. Boys say that, but it isn't. Do you know why? Because food is like an ongoing thing. No, what is the material thing that all humans agree is valuable? Because remember, you said poo is the least valuable. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Gold, right. Yeah, gold.
It's gold. People don't want to get rid of it. They want to hoard it. They want to hold it. They want to show it. Remember, you don't want to show poo. I do because I'm an artist and I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah.
But most people don't want to show poo. But gold is the absolute opposite. There's a mathematical term, like the complete opposite, right? The negative value of gold is poo. So,
the inverse.
What am I trying to say with the gold? Well, essentially, I have been called poo, excrement, my entire life, called absolute shit, right? To the point where I believed it myself. And that's why I just naturally had this affinity towards gold and to showing gold, because it's the natural reaction to somebody who's been hated so much. And the funny thing is, I don't think it's normal how much I've been hated. I think it's abnormal. I don't think the average person is hated as much as me, right? For whatever reason, right? You call it childhood trauma or the fact that I'm just born into this face that's punchable, right? I've just been hated so much, right?
Yeah.
No cap.
Yeah.
Am I wrong though?
No,
like,
I don't think you're right. I don't think you're right.
Like I literally, you know, I can't look.
But
There are many threads
Is the gold like
online.
a projection of insecurity?
If you look at it that way, yes, it is. But it's also, but let's understand why. Before we call it insecurity, right? Which is, I guess, what it is. It's a reaction to being called poo, right?
But you're showing both, so it's like equates. So I don't think it's a symbol of insecurity. I think more it's a symbol of.
It's a lesson.
Yeah.
It's a triumph.
Right.
For me, okay, and to answer your question, the reason why I wear the gold, because this watch, right? A boy looked it up, like a new one's like 30K or something, and he was like, you're just doing that to show off. It's actually a trophy. At the end of the day, it's a trophy. If somebody gave me this watch, it would not mean the same to me that it does right now.
Because you earned it, right?
I have to earn it.
Yeah.
That's something in my brain. I have to earn it. Do you know why? Because it's saying to myself, fuck everybody else. It's saying to myself, you aren't a piece of poo. All this shit that boys said to you, gaslit you, all this, do you understand what gaslighting is? Yeah. When a boy knows that you're good, right? He knows that you're capable. Say I'm tall, right? I'm a good runner, and he's a shit runner. He will say, oh no, you're shit at running, don't run. You better not run. Don't ever run, because you're going to get fucked up if you run. It's like, no, you're just saying that because you don't want me to run, because you can't run, and I'm actually gifted at this shit. Like, I am actually a gifted runner. Turns out I am a gifted runner. But I'm also gifted when it comes to art. And I'm also gifted when it comes to self-expression, right? So people say, you know, I mean, I said it in Pooed My Pants. It's like, I'm from a place where boys will see you trying your best. They'll wake you up when they know you're trying to rest. They talk smack, trying to keep you down, knowing damn well you gon' wear the crown, right? They talk smack trying to keep you down, knowing damn well you gon' wear the crown. And that has been my experience throughout my entire life. Now, currently, the crown is a crown of the poo emoji, right? But this is the thing that I've really, that I've engaged with so much. So, but that struggle that I've had, this hate that I've had, and this gaslighting that I've had has only made me stronger. It has only made me, it's only made me have more gold and shine more. Again, brilliant. The hero archetype. Let's go back to the hero archetype. The only reason Bruce Wayne is Batman is because his parents were traumatically shot in front of it. Yeah. The negative, you turn it into power, right? Simba was not ready to become the king until he overthrew Scar. He had to kill his uncle to become the king. And this is the hero story. It doesn't happen easy.
Yeah, it's a great form of art.
Because what?
It's a great form of art, just turning something that's really personal and, you know, traumatic to you.
It's the only real art.
Into a like...
Yeah, it's the only real art.
Yeah.
Into something beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
And through doing that, you can inspire other people. And that is the only... Peterson would argue, evolutionary biology would argue, that's the only true value. Right. That you can inspire other people to make the world a better place.
I like it.
Yeah.
True.
Now that was a beautiful way to talk about Pooed My Pants.
Yeah, nice. Well done.
Yeah. That's crazy. And so do you think all the, like from your perspective, you said before how the most broken of us are usually the ones that, you know, fulfill that hero archetype. Do you feel
they have to be.
Right. Do you feel like there's ever a place... There's something that I worry about sometimes. There's ever a place that, realistically, there's nothing that will fill the void. For me, I know that's why I try all these things and do all these things like you have and like you continue to do, in order to see if there's something that inevitably fills the void. Do you think that there's...
It's exactly.
Do you think that that's something that will happen, or do you think that's just like a side effect of having that sort of archetype?
Well, of being the hero, right? Can a hero be happy? I think that's your question, right?
Pretty much,
Can a hero be normal? And the answer is yes. Like, have you seen Spider-Man 2? It's a perfect example of a hero
when
becoming
he tries
happy.
to go normal.
Throughout, I love Spider-Man 2. It's a great movie because throughout the entire thing, he's sacrificing himself, right? MJ goes and gets another guy and, you know, he's just like, oh, what, you know, whatever. Then he tries to be happy for himself and it doesn't work because his purpose, keeps pulling him back. He has to save the city because he's the only one that can do it. But at the end of the day, he's just sitting there just like, well, fuck. I guess this is my life then. I have to be alone and just be this martyr, right? And then, if you remember the last scene, MJ comes back. You know, she runs away from her wedding and comes back. In the ultimate act of love, she comes and says, you know what? I'm going to save your life. I'm going to save you. You can be the hero for everyone else, but I will save you. And
it's also Hollywood. It's also drama. Like, it's also fictional.
Yeah, exactly. It is drama, but it's drama because I'm sure that happens with many, many people, right?
But yeah,
because you can be a hero and fight, right? Like the sovereign. You can be like Saint George.
Yeah.
But Saint George is a strong, capable fighter.
Right.
You know, you're not going to be a strong, capable fighter your whole life. Biologically, you just can't be.
Yeah.
So that's why maybe it changes. But you know, the thing I find interesting, we're talking about the hero archetype because at the end of the day, I am a hero, you are a hero, because otherwise, why the hell are you doing this, right? Because the opposite to that is just a normal person. They don't have to do this.
Right.
Right? A normal person who has, you know, healthy upbringing, they know what love is, they know, you know, people don't hate on them because like Keanu Reeves, they're just a nice person or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't have the punchable face or whatever. These normal people, they don't, in a sense, their hero myth is to sacrifice himself for a kid, to just be a good father, right? It's an interesting thing.
That in itself is the hero archetype, but a lot of people
are
stepping away from that responsibility.
Yes. But the ones who we're human beings, so we can go in and out of these things, right? You're not totally, you know, you can go through the hero myth and then go through another one and then go through another one. You can fight many dragons. Right. It's not like your entire life is just this entire big battle.
Right. Yeah,
very
this is
interesting.
Something that I struggle with because a lot of the time I like being defined or having a definition to things so that I can constantly be reminded of what the mission is and what I'm supposed to do and what the next step is. But as you said, there's many, or as you've enlightened, or as you've like taught me just now, there may be many different battles that you can go in and out of that don't necessarily have to define you. But would you say?
Yeah, but also not even battles, like
experiences.
Like for example, The Lion King spans over the growth of a guy from a baby to an adult, right? And some of our hero journeys go through that, but some guys probably go through the hero journey when they go to college, right? And they just go and do drugs and then realize that's not the way, and then just come back and rejoin society. So it depends, right?
Yeah. I'm going through
and
mine
also,
right now, bro. right now.
Wait, what?
I said I'm going through my hero phase right now, or one.
Yes, you are.
Right now.
You are, but you're not going to go through one. You probably go through many.
Yeah, many.
But the only currency that matters in the hero phase is that you're doing what you believe is right, and hopefully you're inspiring other people. Liars say I'm crazy. I inspire people daily. Yeah. I inspire the youth with rants. And they swarming to me like ants. Boys see it and take it they can, so they bring up when I poop my pants.
Right.
The inspiration is a big part of mdfashionco.
Yeah.
And it's not fake.
Right.
It's not fake either. Like, I'm inspiring from the things I actually do.
Right.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives you an inherent value and that solidifies your self-image.
Just because a hero doesn't just talk about it.
Yeah.
A hero is defined by its action.
Yeah. This is what I don't have right now. I do in some instances.
Well, then you're doing some form of action now, and through this action, you are doing something to the world.
Yeah,
true.
Whether it's allowing this message that I'm saying to talk to a boy who's going through the same shit, because many boys get told, especially if we're going to talk about feminism, especially in this day and age where men are told, you know, you are the cause of every problem in the world. Fuck you, right? being told that you're gonna think you're a piece of poo. So then you go and see a boy like MD talk about boys calling you poo, but it doesn't actually necessarily mean you're poo. Look at me, boys called me poo, and now I got all this gold. So what happened there?
Poo.
What?
And you're wearing poo.
The poo shades.
Yeah.
Yes, but the poo shades, I'm doing it for a reason.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to do the message. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Fuck, I had a really good.
That's dope.
Actually, I was gonna say, who is MD Fashion Co to you? Because you refer to MD Fashion Co in third person quite often.
MD Fashion Co is me.
Is it you? Do you feel that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you got to remember, our subconscious, our active mind is like 30% of our brain.
Yeah.
When we sleep, our subconscious comes up, and my subconscious is telling me this shit that I say.
Right.
That's why I was listening to a video about a Jordan Peterson video this morning about dreams, and how that dreams are a subconscious projection or a projection of what you're subconsciously thinking.
Yeah.
And also it gives you, if you have Freudian dreams that Jordan Peterson talks about, it's actually giving you hints as to what to fix in your life.
Explain what you mean by.
So I'll give you an example quickly. When I made Pooed My Pants.
I don't know what you mean by Freudian dream. Say it again. Explain it.
A Freudian dream is like, a Freudian dream, as defined by Jordan Peterson in the book that I read, is a dream that gives you hints that you don't consciously understand about how to fix your life. You're blinded to them, but your brain is so smart that it has ingrained in its biology, an example is the hero myth, ingrained in its biology how to get out of this problem that you have in your life that you don't know the solution to.
Right. There's also a lot of research to suggest that dreams aren't meaningful in any way.
They aren't?
You can't prove dreams are meaningful.
But it's the same thing.
No,
as
you
like
can't.
A movie.
Of course you can't.
But because we're human,
it's
our
an
nature
internal
is
thing.
to derive meaning from everything we experience. So your dreams
exactly.
can just be whatever you take it, if you want to look at it that way.
But it's the same as a movie. The movie, like The Lion King by itself, without Jordan Peterson's explanation, is just a movie that
we've just viewed and of course.
Yes, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that, and I don't think screenwriters believe that.
I'm just
for a
saying
second.
it for the devil advocate's sake. But.
Yeah. But, well, true. So I'm sure you can see dreams, and maybe some dreams are like that. You don't have to derive meaning from everything, but here's what Peterson says. Right. When you have so many people, millions of people, drawn to a piece of artwork, right, and just passionately loving it in the way that my fans passionately love my art, in the way I love my art. But let's just talk about my fans, because we're talking about things that speak to people, not even my art. Kanye West's art, for example, that speaks to so many people. It is saying something deep. This is what I believe. And I would say Peterson believes this too. The reason why powerful art speaks to so many people is because it is speaking to something deep within our biology, not our culture, our biology, right? Screenwriters believe this too. That's why they write these stories and we watch them. When you think about how abstract it is to watch a film where we know the good guy is going to win, think about how, if you approach that logically, you go, okay, the good guy's going to win. What the fuck is the point of watching this then, right? Let's talk about John Wick. Why the hell would I watch John Wick? Because he's going to win at the end anyway. He's going to beat the guy. Yeah. Why would I watch Die Hard? He's going to kill the guy in the end anyway. It is the action. Why are we watching that? Because we project ourselves onto a hero who is capable. And the capable hero, again, is somebody that we can unlock in our brains. It's like that song. You gotta search for the hero inside yourself.
There's a lot of comfort in capability.
Yeah, confidence equaling competence.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because what makes, if you want to talk about masculinity, what makes a man? It's competence. It's not attractiveness. It's competence.
I feel like the competence is the attractiveness. The competence.
Yeah, it is. Yes, but again, it's attractive because that's what makes a man. Let's look at to bring it back to the films. Why is James Bond the ultimate alpha male? Why do men watch James Bond so much? Right? It's not because he doesn't get hurt. He definitely gets hurt. It's not because he doesn't have any struggles. He definitely has struggles. He has almost the most responsibility out of everybody. He has to freaking save the world. He's the only one that can save the world. That's the most responsibility in the world. But why do we love him? Why are we not to put females aside? Females obviously do love him, but
smooth about it.
Because what?
He's so fucking smooth about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because he has the answer to everything.
Yeah.
Because he always wins, not out of luck, out of skill, out of competence. That's why he has gadgets, because the gadget is introduced and he uses it in the perfect way, right? It's satisfying to our brains to see that.
True.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Kevin Samuels?
Of course.
What do you think about him? And for people that don't know, Kevin Samuels has recently blown up after about 3 or 4 years of doing YouTube videos about, self-help for men. Specifically more material gain and just like becoming a quote-unquote high-value man, but has now blown up in recent times due to his very how would you say, just very blunt and honest approach to telling women their shortfalls.
Yeah, well
honestly,
put.
I don't
What do I think about
Kevin Samuels is like I feel like the high-value relationship stuff is in some sense a bit toxic, but I feel like it goes to show, like, him blowing up in the female advice sort of niche goes to show a lot about the social climate of today, and I want to know what you think about that specifically.
Yeah, I think the fact that he I think he's super he has a lot of important things to say to men. The first and foremost, wash your ass. Wash your fucking ass.
Yeah.
A lot of these boys is stankin', right?
Yeah.
And a lot of boys want to type into Google, what's the best cologne? You boys haven't even washed your ass and you want to find the best cologne. Spend fucking $2,000 on some cologne. No. Wash your fucking ass. Okay. That aside, right? I think that's highly, highly valuable for a lot of men to hear.
Yeah.
Constantly. Wash your fucking ass.
And the same as
because y'all be stankin'.
From Jordan Peterson, it's the same as clean your room, have a shave, stuff like this. But
yes,
continue.
Yes. Because it reflects. Well, Peterson does it because it reflects how you see yourself.
Yeah.
That's why in Pooed My Pants I was cleaning the apartment, because when things like this happen, when boys are coming at you
and shaving, you were shaving as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I shaved before. I shave a lot.
No, as in shaving in the video.
Yeah.
In the video.
Oh yeah, in the video, yeah. But well, that's what I'm saying in Pooed My Pants. Like, when boys come for you, before you can even clean up their mess that they are trying to put, you have to be clean. Everything has to be clean. That's what I was trying to say. But back to Kevin Samuels, I think the stuff he says about women and like this whole like rate yourself out of 10, and they're like 10, and you look at them and then it's like,
obviously
I don't want to get too mean, but
nah, bro, say it, bro.
These things happen.
Okay, well, a 35-year-old single mother, and then and it's like,
but that's why he blew up, because he's saying the truth that people don't want to say.
But he's saying that, but
and it is very polarizing.
I think that yes, it's true, but it's not productive. Right? If you're just going around, well, actually, it is productive.
I feel like it is productive.
It is.
Yeah.
It's super productive. Yeah. So it's good.
Right.
I mean, that's why he blew up. You heard. There's a saying: the audience never lies. Have you heard that saying?
Yeah.
If someone's blowing up, it's because they're doing something right.
Jordan Peterson,
the audience
Kevin
never
Samuels,
lies,
etc. The list goes on.
It's kind of like saying like you can't lie to the kids, because kids see through bullshit.
True. Yep. And kids aren't going to hype shit that they don't like.
Yeah.
For some political agenda. They're going to hype it because they love it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the same, like, to bring it back to artists, right? Not even just me. The reason why people love me so much is because I'm saying something to them that they agree with. Right. Not that they agree with in a political sense, that is speaking to them in a deep way. I don't think people like mdfashionco because they like me politically. I think they like me because I'm saying some real shit that they relate to. And to Kevin Samuels, the reason why he's blowing up is because he's saying stuff that needs to be said.
Yeah. 100%.
It's mean as fuck.
Right. But on the same
token... But the time for being nice is over.
Yeah.
In this case.
At the same token, it plays into that whole... hero, again, like we've said it a million times, the
Yep.
hero archetype, he had to
He
be
is a hero.
almost narcissistic for the majority of his life to get himself into a position where what he says actually carries meaning, because not only does he mean what he says, but he says what he means, right?
Yep.
And people...
And he lives what he says.
His truth, correct. And that... If he was anybody else, like if I was to do the exact same thing that Kevin Samuels did, but I did it here in my bedroom, like recording with my Nike SB hoodie, like there would be less of an appeal, because one, there's less credibility, which is something that the gold and the things of material wealth, material value also give you, but it's also I guess I don't know what the also part is.
But the realm, but the realm of material wealth and beauty and the sexual marketplace are all one realm themselves. So that's why he can say that, because he does have the material goods that beautiful women want. So he can say that. We're just talking about the logics of it, right? The logical nature of it. But there is more to life than logic, right? There is also love, and love is forgiveness. Love is understanding. And so...
And that's the thing that's where I stop relating to Kevin Samuels, because when he talks about high-value relationships, he literally depicts something where the female is, like, incredibly submissive and very, like, it's almost slave-like to the man.
Yes,
just because
it's a power
very traditional
relationship.
And I feel like that's something that is on the way out, that absence of love. Like, if we're going to...
Yep.
It's
I think it swung
self.
back to that. This is the way I see it. With the neo-feminist, it swung to the independence of woman, the powerful woman, and then it swung back real quick with Kevin Samuels, right? Because this is all a balancing act. So it swung back with Kevin Samuels saying to the woman, no, you need a man. You actually need a man.
Have you seen Money
Because
Heist?
you are 35. And what?
Have you seen Money Heist? Netflix series?
No. I heard about it.
I think I've talked to you about this, maybe in the last podcast even. I've said this before, but in Money Heist, there was in one of the later seasons, there was a political disagreement within the group. And if people who don't know what Money Heist is, it's like a group of people who are trying to rob a bank, and they're inside the bank trying to pull off the heist. They're trying to print money. Not the bank, sorry, the Royal Mint, or whatever you want to call it, the place where they print money. But anyway, within the group of criminals, there was a disagreement. And the male, who was like sort of becoming a toxic, component to the group, he was the leader. So whatever he says goes.
Right. The order was becoming corrupted. The tyrannical leader.
Right. And the replacement was the female, but she didn't last very long because it didn't cater towards the balance of how things necessarily, or how nature intends things, or how nature. What's the correct word?
To keep things like balanced.
Yeah, how nature, like the codes of nature. And it's not to say that women can't be leaders, because obviously they can. It's also not to say that men are always going to be like toxic leaders, but it's just, it's visually showing you that interpretation, or that symbolic, like collective consciousness type. Like that.
Yeah. Like the propensity for people to slide into roles based on their gender.
Yeah,
maybe.
Right.
And that's become super blurred recently. But to talk about the relationships, right? Just real quick, to talk about Kevin Samuels, like it's one of those things that I think a lot of men struggle with, which is, yes, you're correct. What you're saying is correct, but it's not helpful. And this is something that's very hard to explain to people, because how can I be incorrect? Especially men, because men are very logical. It's like, how can I be correct yet still am doing the wrong thing? What? That doesn't make sense. In maths, if you're correct, you're correct. But yeah, I think...
Give me an example of something like that, man being correct.
Okay, I'll give a Kevin Samuels example.
Yeah.
It's fucking a mean one that I gave before.
Yeah.
You're 35 years old and you're a single mother, and you want a guy that earns $100K a year. You want him to have a six-pack. You want him to have, no hose and all that, right?
Yeah.
This is unrealistic.
Right.
Right? Yes, it is. But why is everybody not walking around saying that? Because we don't want to live in a society where everyone's just butthurt. and that's where the
yeah, Kevin Samuels comes across as a really butthurt like individual sometimes.
Yeah, but because he's hurt at some point.
Well, there you go. He has that gaping.
But we all hurt though. We all hurt.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a super normal boy who just like goes to the pub on Fridays and like, just having a few cold ones, mate, and then just goes home.
Impossible.
That's all right. You're not hurt, but everybody else who actually has to deal with tyranny in life and manipulation and being lied to and manipulated and fucking, hated on, then yeah, we got to deal with that shit. But back to what I was saying, it's like you can be right about that, but you have to have some love in your life. And the love is, as Jordan Peterson says, it's a wish that the future will be better.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not the guarantee. It's just, let's believe in it. Let's believe in, and that's what love is. Right, and so that's how you can be wrong. That's how you can be right, but still doing the wrong thing. Okay. Is that you don't acknowledge that we can all be happy. We can all be better. Even though we're wrong, we can,
overcome.
Yeah, we not overcome. We can just be happy. There's nothing wrong with just being happy.
Yeah, there's also a lot of self-journey though.
Yeah,
it's the thing, like...
Yeah.
Learning to live with yourself probably is more important. And then you bring that into loving other people.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. You have to know. Most people, I think, and this is what I had to... You have to learn what love is first.
Yeah.
Because if all love was to you was, if you're good, then I'll give you love. If you get good marks, I'm going to give you love. If not, fuck you, right? If that's all you knew love was, then it's like, damn, love is not conditional on anything. Love is just, it's unconditional. When you love something, it doesn't matter what they do. It's just, I love it. Yeah, it's a very interesting topic.
I think there's like an episode.
It is a very interesting topic. Go, sorry.
I think there's like an episode in Arrested Development where Michael asks Job if he knows what love is, and he says, of course I know what my penis being erect feels like.
Yeah.
It's just shit like that.
Yeah, and
I
want to get
superficial.
I want to get your idea of how you practice that love, because a lot of the time it's symbolic or represented by a romantic love, and instead of like,
and that's not it.
Right, exactly. It's not.
No, sorry. Let me. If that's not it, if you don't know how to love yourself.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Right. But it's also like, you can have it in a romantic partner, but
you've
got to take away the ego, the possession, and the like. It's less of a commitment and more of a. It's less of a commitment and more of a decision.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I mean, I can give you my take, but this is something that I struggle with too. So
yeah, exactly.
Like,
we all do. So what then is your perspective on casual relationships?
Casual relationships?
Yeah.
Well, hey, I made strictly for the ladies.
I know, that's
what
I'm asking.
It was not strictly for the lady. I did not say that. I said strictly for the ladies.
You're a pisser. That's hilarious.
So I mean, what's my and
Yeah.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
But,
okay, that's what my.
But the supposed to comes from your inner things, not what everybody else thinks you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and that's the struggle that I'm having.
There's no definitive.
Boys around me, what do you think they want me to do? They want me to sell all this fucking gold. They want me to put on weight. They want me to be a fucking loser in the mud. That's what they want me to do.
MD crew
of course
type.
they do.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna listen to that. But again, that's because I'm surrounded by boys who's just hating. But I have a lot of boys that love too. But that's just the yin and the yang.
Of course.
But what my point on casual relationships? Look, you're young. Be young. Like, don't lie. Don't be an asshole. It's balanced, but go and at the end of the day, this is your life, and you get to live it how you want to live it, and you're going to live with the consequences anyway. So, I think as long as you have aligned, Christians call it this, keep God first, right? As long as you're being a good person, you're not lying to anyone, I think you can engage in casual relationships. They're not going to end well, but that's just what life is. Life, you know. Right?
This guy knows.
But like, so if you know they're not going to end well,
why do it?
Right, but there's still a...
Great question.
Is there a net gain?
Have you seen the film Before Sunrise?
No, I haven't.
Fucking amazing. It is pretty much it sums up love so perfectly. More perfectly than I've ever seen any other movie do it. Okay. It sums up love, right? And the premise is, it's I guess a romance film. The premise is a couple meets on a train in France. And one is American and another is like from another part in Europe. Maybe she's French, I don't know. But he has to go home in the morning and they decide to both just enjoy each other's romantic company for the night. And then after that, he'll leave and they'll never see each other again. And so the question is, right, and that's what you're asking, if you know it's going to end badly, why the hell would you undergo it? That's the question that this movie epitomizes in the same, it's a true work of art in the sense that it engages in something truly human in a way that we can understand it. Just like Pooed My Pants, from the first song from the new EP, wrote by mdfashionco. Yes, I make real art too. But back to Before Sunrise. Yeah. It asks that very same question. Okay, what's the point? If it's going to end badly, why would you engage in it?
So like when
because we're alive. The answer is because we're alive now. We may as well live now because we ain't going to have another shot to do it.
True, but... And
that's what love is.
I want to flip the question, and if we change love to maybe like a career goal or like what you're doing with MD Fashion Co. If you knew that even though it was your purpose, but it would end badly, would you still continue doing the MD Fashion Co. stuff? Because you're under the supposition, which is the correct supposition to have, and I believe it will manifest itself in divine time, that you will eventually reach people on a very global and mass scale. But what if that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what if it never happens?
Yeah.
Here's the answer.
But no, this is the difference. It's not. It's less of a what if when it related to the romantic thing. It's more of a, you know, it's going to end badly because there's literally no other way that it can end well because everything dies. Nothing's forever. But in this case, you're rolling the dice to see if you can hit big, and it's not even rolling the dice at your point. It's just waiting for the right things to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I would challenge you and say, is the reason I do MD Fashion Co. to become internationally famous? Do you think that's the reason?
On some level, yeah.
Maybe, but no. The reason I do MD Fashion Co. is because it's therapy.
Yeah.
Because I have to. Like I have to make the art. That's
Dude, when I make music, it's therapy. It's
that's exactly
something that was in you just got it out on some kind of platform, and it's done. And now you can it's over.
Yes, now you can move on. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like what therapy is saying your piece and having somebody understand. Go, okay, yes, I get it. I get you. All right. And then you feel that you're no longer screaming about that. And then right.
I feel like sometimes when I make music though, I don't want people to understand. They don't have to.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But with me, due to the way I'm built, it gives me such deep satisfaction when people say, I get you.
It's the design.
I understand.
It's the design. It's the design.
Because again, my background of gaslighting. So Frank, I think to answer your question, is fame important to me? I mean, at this stage in my life, not really. Like, that doesn't mean it's not gonna. But you already know that everything I make, it's kind of my purpose, and that's why it's going to happen. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Because you can retain the consistency and also keep the passion.
No, because I'm built like that.
Yeah. I'm built different.
Yeah. I'm just built different. Yeah. Like I'm cut from a different cloth. I can see that shit. Like when I release video, for some reason they just trend like crazy. Like it's because I have this character, this gift, right? So yeah, I don't know. So it's like, is MD Fashion Co. still worth it if I don't reach a certain level of fame? I don't think so, because at the end of the day, when I die, boy's gonna look back at this shit and just be like, well, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So
It's true.
what's the point of all of it?
It's true.
You know, the point is to just keep trying your best.
Right, I feel like the takeaway is accepting that no matter what, everything will go bad, or even if there's a chance that it will go well, that nothing is permanent and nothing is perennial.
It's a bit of Murphy's Law.
Yeah. Explain that.
Like anything that could go wrong will.
Yeah, no, it's more that it's more of an existential spiritual question of we all know it's going to end. I mean,
yeah, but what we do in between, is it a distraction from that?
Yes, why keep going? It's an existential question that has bothered humans for eternity.
Yeah. We're trying to prolong the fact that we know we're going to have to accept death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But up until that point, what are you going to do? It's okay, I got it. All right, I got it. This is all going to end. This is all going to end, right? So then what am I supposed to do? I'm not just going to go quit. I have to keep doing what I believe is my purpose.
Yeah. It just depends how you're wired.
Yeah, it does depend how you're wired.
Yeah.
Because a lot of boys, if you went to the normal boy that I bring up, that I will bring him up again, the guy that just goes and has a few cold ones in the pub and just watches the game and just has a Sheila at home and he's just oh yeah, this is my Sheila, she's not much but I love her, and he just goes through life normally because he's had a normal upbringing, right? He doesn't really question the existential thing,
I was gonna say, do you think he goes home and thinks this shit? Probably not.
No, because he doesn't. Because he doesn't need to. He's just yeah, this life is.
But I feel like I feel like it's on the surface, these questions, but people are just pushing them down, trying to distract themselves from it because it's too.
But it's cool. But it's your life.
Oh, of course, it's your life. But then if you turn that into something negative and try to project on others, that's when it's not cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the same with everything, but the existential question, you got to realize no one has this answer.
No, of course. That's why it's... But, I feel like if we had the answers, that would be shit. We don't want them.
Yeah, if we had the answers, if we relate it back to
then
the
life
platform,
would be even more meaningless.
No, well, if we relate it back to that movie, The Platform, it would be having the answers would be having the key to to the prison that they're in.
Yeah, yeah. But it doesn't make his sacrifice... Because here's the thing, to relate it back to the prison, say the kid goes up, right? And the kid, the people, the tyrants who run the prison see the kid and go, oh my God, what we're doing, we're monsters here. Yeah. Let's shut it all down, right? Eventually they will put another system and then that system will become corrupt and then it'll just repeat over and over again, right? All you can do is try and be the guy that is constantly trying to make it better.
Right.
That's all you can do. And again, to bring it back to love, that's all you can do in romantic relationships.
What?
That's why Before Sunrise is so beautiful, because they consciously admit, we know this is going to end. So instead of just dwelling on the fact that it's going to end, and you're going to go to America, I'm never going to see you again.
Yeah.
Let's just enjoy what it is. It's very beautiful, very beautiful.
But I would argue,
I think to link it back to mdfashionco and fame, it's maybe at some point I did link the level of success to a level of fame, but I've been recognized so many times all around the world. You know this, right? When I was in LA, kids was coming up, even in New York City, and it was a great feeling. But it's once you've attained that, do you want more of it? I don't know.
Yeah, you always hear famous people talking about how they don't want the fame, they just want the money. So
yeah, it doesn't really give me, I don't think it would give me much more happiness to have more people who just saw me in an Instagram clip come up to me and get a picture.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It triggers the centers in your brain that love having attention, and then once you have so much attention, you just crave more, and that's a downward spiral.
It's not good.
You don't focus on creativity or creation anymore. You focus on upkeeping that persona of what you've already made.
But also, if you're not getting that attention, you replicate it in like probably bad ways.
Yeah. And look, as far as MD Fashion Co., my main goal is to make as amazing art I possibly can as seen by me. That's all I can do as an artist.
But would you be satisfied if you didn't share any of the art you made? As a
no.
Playing devil's advocate to that.
I need to share
that answer. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like,
I wouldn't be satisfied because I know I have a gift, right?
So then why? So then technically, what you said isn't entirely true. That it's just for yourself.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But I guess part of the purpose is to share it.
Of course.
Yeah. So I don't know. But regardless, I'm still super, super laser focused on making amazing art.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's what makes me happy.
Big time.
Just love making amazing art.
Big time.
Just a beautiful piece that's gonna live forever. Just like, I love it.
On some Kanye shit. Have you heard about his that documentary that is supposedly coming out?
Yeah, I did.
That is like one of the most like not visionary, but just like future thinking plays that I think I've ever seen. And you know the Travis Scott Netflix documentary. I reckon Travis Scott stole that idea off Kanye because he saw what Kanye was doing, filming everything, and he was clued in. And then Travis cashed in on it before, but Kanye's one's going to span his entire life. And I feel like that might be a good idea for you.
Yeah, I think so.
Because imagine.
Well, hey, I have records.
Yeah,
I got records.
Yeah, you got the archives.
Don't worry. Like when it comes to, don't think just because I say I'm just focusing on art that I don't think for a second that I'm not going to be a very fucking huge deal.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal.
Don't
fuck with it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I have the gift. I have it. Like, you know this.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I should do that. But I mean, I have a lot of. I got a plan for these boys. Don't worry.
I know you do.
I got a plan.
I know you do, because you have the long-term vision, which is something that I'm trying to.
Yes.
What do you think of crypto, as in the state that it's currently in right now?
I think 1% to 5% of your net worth should be in crypto. I think 1.6% of my net worth is in crypto. So I think, as far as investing right now, no, I don't think you should get into it right now.
Yeah.
I think that would be ridiculous to get into it right now.
Yeah, because everybody's like talking about getting onto it, and there's something within me is always just like, I don't really want to right now. Like, even though I know I could probably make money, it's very similar to like a sports gambling to me right now.
Yeah, it is gambling right
how
now, but I don't think we can ignore the fact that with all the hyperinflation, if we want to talk about finance, with all the hyperinflation going on all around the world, there is a very high potential that people will drop the currency and say, okay, let's engage in crypto. Because, I mean, there are so many places in the world right now, well, maybe not so many, but there are a lot, too many, I would say, like Venezuela and that other place. I saw a documentary on it recently, where their currency's gone down 90%, right? Like, everybody in that country is seriously considering, okay, well, fuck this. All my money into crypto, done. And then when I go to the stores, just accept crypto. Because I don't even want to accept the currency, the fiat currency. Does that make sense?
Right
so
now.
I think there is a potential for that to happen in a worldwide scale.
I think it's an inevitability.
Yeah. I think maybe you're right.
Yeah.
So that's why I say 1 to 5% in crypto.
But yeah, it's very volatile. So
it's super volatile, but in the case that shit actually does happen, the 1 to 5% will actually hedge you against that. Do you know why? Because if that does happen, Bitcoin will go to like 100 trillion.
Yeah.
100 trillion. Like, it would go to a fucking ridiculous number.
So then technically it would be like the new gold.
Yep.
Interesting.
It'd be better than gold. It already is better than gold in a lot of cases, because you could have $1 billion in Bitcoin, land in any country, and have money. Think about that. You don't have to carry anything.
But do you think there'll still be a like right now I would call the people that regulate money, not corrupt but tyrannical? Would you think that how it would have a tyrannical aspect implemented into it, or do you think that it will be taking the steps into a new wave of freedom financially?
I think they'll try. I think they'll try, but
but
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, because the people who currently have the control over the monetary system, they want to make it easy, right? It's the easiest and safest way to deal with your money in the current monetary system, like to have bank accounts and stuff.
Yeah.
Because the issue is, with crypto, you're putting all your responsibility onto you, and people don't like that, right? People don't want to have to remember their key. They want an institution where they can always access their money. So I don't know.
All right, bro. I think we've had a good chat. And
I think we have more. How long was that? It was like 3 hours.
Yeah, it was. I think, probably nearing 2. But as tradition, I want to carry the tradition on, and maybe have a look at the next year, or the message that you have for yourself and your other friends.
This is good. I like this.
Yeah, this is my favorite part, low key.
What does it say to future you?
Yeah, because it's like, if you do this thing often enough, if you make it a tradition just with yourself, like writing your goals is so powerful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my, just the manifestation.
I don't know how I would measure it. I don't know how I would measure it, because it's not. It's changed to. It changed from followers to money. No, followers to fame to money. And I'm not hurting for money, as you can see.
Yeah.
So it's like.
But that's all part of the adapting.
Yeah.
Well, as you move through different phases of your life, you're going to feel differently about your motives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, what are you hoping for in a year's time, I guess?
I don't know.
Yeah. To vomit. to get the mom spaghetti instead of the poo in the pants, or what?
Vomit on my bib.
Were you sorry, when we had our last podcast, you moved out? You had moved out by that point, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh no, I didn't.
You didn't, right?
Yeah.
So how's that affected your life?
The growth is crazy.
Because I'm definitely gonna make a video on that, because I did recently move out. And
yeah. Like, moving out is so important.
Oh my god, it's like fast tracks you for fucking success almost. It's like one of the quickest ways to like to go through one of those hero archetype battles and come out on top, because it is manageable, but it is very challenging in some aspects.
Okay. All right. I got it.
Cool.
But in a year's time, I'll definitely be a sex symbol. That's something that is.
I love it. No, because you know why he's saying this? Because he can see the trajectory of what is becoming more and more mainstream. Like the Love Island, Big Brother.
I'll definitely be a sex symbol.
Like, oh my god.
Because I only started becoming a sex symbol recently, like with Strictly for the Ladies. So yeah, definitely be a sex symbol. That's something that's for sure. I think I will be obviously more famous. Obviously, the art still. But what I will hope for is that I will be more happy. That is my success, okay? That I will be more happy.
Yeah, good.
But I will for sure be richer. I got that so on lock that it's not a problem.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like you're not unhappy right now.
No, I'm amazed. I'm overly over the moon at the reception of Pooed My Pants. I love it.
Yeah,
like I'm so happy, because when I made it, I was like, this is a masterpiece. And then I released it and boys say, this is a masterpiece. It's like, wow.
Something that you haven't experienced as of yet, correct?
So yeah, I'm putting that in I will be a sex symbol. Yeah. More of a sex symbol in a year, for sure.
But
because I'm only getting fitter.
Yeah, of course.
I'll definitely be more happy. And yeah, I will definitely be releasing, of course, more art. You just can't stop that. And then...
But sorry, I just want to interject. With the happiness thing, I'm talking about just in general, like day-to-day life, not just with the reception of your art.
Oh, yeah, in day-to-day life. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Because, like, I always have this feeling of, like, you can't break me. Like, I can be sad and I can be happy, but at the end of the day, I'm always going to, like, continue and be the person that I want to be. But is there, realistically, when you say you want to be more happy, like, we have a tendency in our heads to always crave for more. So, like, are you equally grateful for the level of serotonin that's running through your brain right now, as opposed to wishing that there was more? And that's something that money, fame, and like constant seeking validation.
Okay, let me change it from happiness to peace.
Peace. Alright, I fuck with peace.
I feel like content is the best. For me, that's the best word.
Yeah.
Like happiness.
But the lack of contentment is what creates life. A hero is never content.
Yeah, I know. But I can't, like, you can't say you're happy, because happy doesn't last very long, right?
Yeah, true.
It's the same as, like,
But contentment lasts.
And peace. Yeah, so I would say peace, for sure.
Yeah, that's probably good.
But that's on a personal level.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
From a professional level, when we look back at this, yes, in a year I will be a fucking sex symbol.
Fuck with it.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
For sure. It could have happened last year. But actually, no, you know what? I wasn't ready last year.
Yeah, that's the point.
Divine time. I love divine time. That's one of my favorite things to say nowadays.
It's so true.
It all happens in divine time. But even then, like...
Thank you for that, Frank.
No, that's all
Thank
good.
you.
Right, thank you. What are you talking about? Like, the amount of shit that I learn off you is fucking crazy. But also...
I know, it's ridiculous. And also, boys who watch this shit gonna learn a lot.
For sure.
Yeah.
If they can see past their egos.
When I put the poo shades on, that's gonna be
I'll
when
put
it's
that
gonna turn up.
Insert like a clip.
The poo shades.
When you put the shades on.
Yeah.
When I put the shades on and then talked about Pooed My Pants.
Also, I wanted to put the last year's version of what you were gonna do this year at the start. Like, I've already written up, like, edited a bit of a draft, so I don't know if I put that in the start, but I don't know. Yeah, I put like
do what you do.
Yeah. Facts. Alright, tight. I'll see what the best one is that I think is the most impactful, because there's a lot of things to choose from.
Well, all the best.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, mate.
All right, I'm gonna be off. See ya.
Good to talk to you, bro.
Good to talk to you. Bye.
More life.
See ya.
What a fucking sick man.
Yeah. It's pretty refreshing when you talk to someone real.
How good is it, dude?
It's so refreshing.